Welcome back to our Houston Texans franchise here on Madden 24, and today it is the fun time, the offseason. Before we go into that, though, we will have to take a look at the Super Bowl winner and obviously the stats and awards, which I think we should do the stats and awards first, because obviously we don't want anything skewed because of the Super Bowl, whatever, I don't know. But CJ Stroud, obviously the sliders are a little bit tougher, a lot of yards, but the touchdowns, okay. But then those interceptions, we gotta get rid of those. 35 interceptions. There's probably some fumbles in there. 8 fumbles. Oh my. Pierce had a great season and then just fatigued out right at the end. Devin Singletary was all right. He got a nice little contract. He kind of carried the load, mainly in the receiving game, to be fair. Receivers, though, Nico Collins, really good season. Dalton Schultz, pretty good season. Tank Dell, not bad for a rookie. Robert Woods was amazing considering how many snaps he played. 617 snaps. And he was one of the best receivers on the team with the second highest yards per reception. Mechie was decent. Brevin Jordan might have earned himself the number 1 spot at tight end for next season. Obviously, the draft and the free agency is still yet to be done, so we obviously could end up replacing that entire position. We'll see. But looking at the blocking, not actually bad on the stat sheet. Of course, a lot of pressure given up, and a lot of throwaways, interceptions, while being sacked, and just a lot of bad plays in general. The O-line looks great on paper, but it was not that good, trust me. Will Anderson finishes with 7 sacks, which is okay considering he had literally 0 help. Kirksey with some blitzes, so with same with Christian Harris, who could go to superstar. We'll see what happens with these dev-ups, if we have any, other than Stingley. Stingley's pretty much guaranteed. Shaquille Griffin was pretty good too. Petrie had a great year. The defense wasn't terrible. Fairburn was literally perfect except for 1 blocked extra point. If he loses best kicker, I'm going to be so mad. Punting was okay. Kick return, Phillips was good enough. And punt return we don't talk about. But let's actually take a look at the rest of the league real quick. Just real quick. If you guys want to see the preseason tomorrow, get this video to 500 likes. I might still upload it anyways, but it would guarantee it comes out tomorrow. And yeah, maybe leave a like and subscribe in general. Be very helpful. And let's get into this offseason where we cannot sell. As the Texans, you cannot sell the draft. We've got to do well. Patrick Mahomes was ridiculous. Dak was pretty good. Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen were all pretty good. Kirk Cousins was pretty bad. Rodgers, we know what happened in real life, but in game here, 4,000 on the dot with 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That might be MVP. No, it's not Patrick Mahomes. I don't know why. I just completely forgot how little interceptions he threw. Mahomes by a mile. Rushing, Derrick Henry. Is that the record? I think the record's 2105. He might have Peterson this. It's really close to what Peterson did. Pierce, though, number 4, could get superstar. Touchdowns, Pierce was number 4 there as well. Receiving, Lamb out and ahead of everyone. Travis Kelce wasn't bad. Touchdown, 17 for Travis Kelce. Obviously the best tight end in the league by a considerable amount. Looking at the blocking, who gave up the most sacks? Broderick Jones with 15. Mailata with 13. How good he is. That's absurd. Sack totals, Micah Parsons with 19, Vaughn with 15, Aaron Donald with 14, TJ at 13.5, so pretty good numbers there. Stingley led the entire league with picks. Obviously, kind of a Trayvon Diggs situation where, a lot of interceptions, but also a lot of blown coverages. Fairburn was 1 of 4 to kick perfectly. And here it goes. Oh, at least he's on the other side. But I was about to say the Rams with Nick Folk had a perfect season with extra points. But luckily that doesn't matter. Imagine Podlesny gets it, dude, on 2 kicks. 2 kicks because he was perfect on both. If he wins it, oh my, that is hilariously bad. Best puncher was A.J. Cole by a good margin. And then kick return, punt return game. Any touchdowns? No kick return touchdowns in the league. And only 2 punt returns. It is a rarity. Let's go to the yearly awards. MVP, Mahomes, obviously. Rodgers all the way down at 4. I thought he would have been a little bit higher than that. Let's take a look at our awards. I'm not really too worried about the NFC. Dameon Pierce, 4th for Offensive Player of the Year. And then Stingley, number 2, right behind Judon. Kirksey at number 10. And Christian Harris at 4. That's got to be rookie of the... Oh, actually, he's not even a rookie. Damn it, why did I think he was a rookie? Tank Dell at number 3. Stroud at number 10. How the hell did he even get on the list with those numbers? Will Anderson, the Rookie of the Year... kind of just by default, right? The rest of the names aren't that spectacular. Quarterback, definitely not on the list. Running back number 2, so he's a Pro Bowler. Wide receiver not on the list. O-line at number 8, George Fant, the backup tight end, basically. Will Anderson at number 10, so he was on the list. He's recognized as a good player. Christian Harris at 6, Kirksey at 9, Stingley with the Best DB award, Petrie at 5, Shaq at 4, and then Fairburn, the kicker of the year. That's not a bad little, couple of awards and couple of Pro Bowls looks. Kind of want to see that Pro Bowl roster. Obviously, we're not going to play it. Screw that noise. We do not need the Pro Bowl in our lives. That's loser stuff, which, hey, after this season, pretty fitting, actually. Mahomes does not make the Super Bowl, so he's in the Pro Bowl. Pierce as the backup running back. Tight end not on the list. Was close, I'd say, with Dalton Schultz, though, to be fair. O-line not on the... Oh, never mind. Okay, fair enough. What else do we have? D-line, no. Any Christian Harris? Christian Harris was a starter. Stingley's a starter. Petrie's a backup. We do not hate that. How do we not get kicker in the Pro Bowl? What? Our guy was the best. That is a scam. Let's see the Falcons versus the Bills in the Super Bowl. This is an interesting one. This could be a really good offensive battle. With the Bills and the Falcons playing in the Super Bowl. A new one. The Bills do win. That is basically that. Let's see if we had any retirements. We might have, in fairness. Case Keenum, it is what it is. Not a bad little backup, but at the end of the day, we probably need someone a little bit younger, a little bit more moldable. Let's go to resigning. We have a lot of money, so we should have no issues doing that. If there's anyone that we didn't tie up or forgot about, hopefully have ourselves a nice little offseason. I'm not really sure what the plan is for free agency because we don't know the level of talent there, how young any of the players are going to be, and if we really want to go that route when we're still a bit away. And then Grenard, we tried to get back. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great. Definitely want a new pass rusher, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get that. It's a little risky to let him go because we might not have a better option going forward. But I think with free agency here, I think you let him go, and then at worst, you hopefully get him back. Kirksey's just a little too old now. He had a pretty good season for us, though. And then Fairburn, we tried to get him back, and he was just like, nah, dude. A kicker's hard to get, so a 2-year $11 is what he takes. $78 million left to get an edge rusher. A bunch of other positions, too, to be fair, like a linebacker, but might go youth for that. Let's go right on to free agency, though, letting all those other kind of veteran players go. Let's take a look at free agents. Come on, young. Eckler, Mike Williams, Josh Allen is an interesting name, but he's a little expensive. Only star. Don't know what kind of season he had. Jordan Brooks is pretty decent. Terrence Steele for the offensive line. Could be a steal. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Okay, there's not bad names here. Grant Delpit, safety wouldn't hurt. There's some okay names here, actually, but not really edge, which is what I really want the most. Cesar Ruiz, I don't know if he's really worth it. Brandon Jones isn't terrible. Chase Claypool's a free agent again. Christian Fulton, cornerback 2 wouldn't hurt. KJ Hamler. So there's some options here. Really want pass rusher because that's a really tough position to draft, but don't know if we're going to find that. I might end up just getting Grenard back just to have some level of security at that position. He's 27. He's got a couple of years left in him at worst. Was that James Houston, actually? James Houston might be an interesting name. He's star dev as well. I can see why teams want him. Ooh. James Houston's actually not terrible here. Do we offer him like a 1 year, I don't even know. A 1 year 6? It's kind of the contract I would see for him. What are we looking at? Very interested. Obviously, we can still go draft route, but that gives us a lot more flexibility in the draft if we land him. Whereas before, it's like that's the number one need. But with him, we're actually not too bad off. DT, as expected, though, is very bad. Michael Pierce, can you trust his injury? Probably not. Doesn't even really fit in a 4-3 anyways. DJ Jones, not even Justin Jones. Sheldon Rankins, he was good for us, but the injuries are just too bad. Dietrich Wise is kind of a bigger dude. He's not terrible, but I don't know if I want him, especially since he wants a 2-year. I'd probably have to do a 1 year and hope that he signs. Blockshed's through the roof for Seiler, so the run defense would be good with him. That is like another 1 year deal type of guy. Do we really want to go that route? Same with Cesar Ruiz. He looks great on paper, but at the same time, does he? Pass block finesse is awful. Pass block in general is awful. Run block's not great. Run block finesse is bad. He's a terrible finesse blocker. It is guard, so it doesn't matter as much, but I don't know if I want to go that route. We only really need, what, 1 or 2 linemen, so we could probably just go through the draft for that. Tight end, not a big need right now, so I'm going to leave that. Wide receiver's a need, but I think this is a draft and develop team right now, so I would like to draft someone and, well, develop them, obviously. But I will say Donovan Peoples-Jones is interesting, to say the least. It's definitely interesting. So I think we have our 5 we really want. Don't know how many we're going to get. At least 2. Carson Strong's not really like a big name, but a 1-year deal for a young backup with a good, strong arm. Maybe not a good arm, but a strong arm at least. I don't hate these offers. We'll see if we get any of them. Should at least get 2, like we said. We got 4. Kenneth Murray joins us on a 3-year 15. It's a little iffy because he is on the lower side for a 25-year-old, but definitely usable. Noah Egbenogany, another guy that, can maybe move up the roster, and because he's young, still has time to develop. Same with James Houston, definitely has time to develop. And then Dietrich Wise is more of a kind of like 1-year type of, let's get someone to hold it down type of situation. Also, we didn't look at our DevUps, and Dameon Pierce is a superstar. Goal line back, running backs have this ability to receive improved blocking from their O-line. That's a fair one. Reach for it's probably not as fair. I think Bulldozer makes a little bit more sense with 92 trucking. And then his last one is Closer, which also doesn't make any sense. Tank. I don't want just like the most OP abilities in the world. Balance Beam, maybe? You know what? He does kind of punish people when he runs, so I think that's a fair set of abilities. He's got one good one, and then the rest are kind of mid. And then, of course, Will Anderson is a superstar. This one I might have to let go. Oh, well, of course, there's no ability slots. Damn, son. Oh, man. What do you do with this? Because, there's obviously really good abilities, but I don't want to, go too crazy. Swim Club, I think, is fair. It's a pretty good ability. He's good at run stopping, right? Is there a run stopper one? Run committed will dominantly win blocks when using... Yeah, I think that's fair. Unfakeable, probably not. Buy one, get one free. I don't know how good that is. Speedster, he is good. I don't want too good of an ability set, though. I'm really not sure which one. I guess Stonewall, because he gets behind the line of scrimmage a lot. I think that's a fair set of abilities. Not too OP, but definitely, some good ones in there. Swim Club's pretty good. Stingley doesn't actually have his... he does have his 2 abilities. Recuperation. I'm trying to think of what Stingley does well. Not a whole lot, right? Unfakeable, on the ball. I guess that's fair. Strip Spec is really terrible. Flat Zone, he's really not good in coverage. Don't know if that's really fair. But we don't have any other abilities unlocked. I'm going to go Unfakeable for now. I just think... Other than randomizing them, it's just a little busted to choose your own abilities, so I think that's what we're going to rock. Shaquille Griffin, I think, also went up in dev, to be fair. Don't need a free safety, because Ward's actually still looking pretty good, so yeah, I'm looking at a lineman, Mr. Isaiah Wynn. I think as a tackle, he's what the hell? I can't even... It won't even let me show what I'm doing here. It won't let me go right bumper, left bumper, whatever, but I think Isaiah Wynn as a tackle might not be the best choice, but as a guard... I think we're talking about a completely different situation, so as a guard, he might actually be halfway decent. But now it's time to go into the scouting and seeing what we can get up to. Let's first take a look at our draft picks, as I actually don't know what we're cooking up with. Pick 8, really good. Philadelphia wasn't too great, considering their Super Bowl favorites. 34 from our own pick, with 81 with Philadelphia. 98 and 104, so not a bad set of draft picks. Number 8 is going to be interesting because James Houston is now on the edge, and there's potential there, so probably don't need an edge rusher early. So unless it's a wide receiver, might be a trade down to try and get a little bit more for the rest of the draft. Because pick 8, I think, is really just tackle, which we don't necessarily need. Right tackle's not that big of a need to be taking 8 overall when we have this many needs. And edge mainly, but we just got edge most likely, and... Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be a trade down. All right, so looking at what I think is going to be our big board, if you will, not a whole lot of offensive weapon options, but wide receiver Dion Rudolph looks pretty good. Didn't get to see his college pro day yet, but great speed with a 4.46, 6'2", 21 years old, B release, C catching, not the greatest stuff, but I probably will focus him a little bit more. A spec is very interesting, to be fair. Definitely a raw piece, but we'll see what the pro day looks like, and then maybe use one of our focus on him. And then this guy, very, very fast. A bunch of elites, 4.35 speed. I pretty much went deep into this class and looked at literally every player, and it took a little bit of time. A guy with no excel, but very good speed, very good agility, great, change direction, great jumping, elite strength. Looks solid, and because he's a day 3, there's a good chance that I do take a chance on him. Peel, maybe he's a finesse type guy, I don't know, but B block shed, B power move is good enough already, so I'm probably not going to scout him further. Corey Jones, A finesse, the speed type DT. Ingram, he's a little more raw, but if we end up really selling at DT, at least he's an option. Moten, a great speed, but acceleration's poor. B finesse with an A to C power move. So that is an edge option. Then we have a bunch of linebackers I have to scout further, but based on speed, they're good. This guy's interesting. Now, not the most athletic guy in the world, can definitely get it done, but A to C power move, which is pretty good because he's a 6'6" day 3. I don't know if I want to scout him further. I might just take the chance on him because he's a day 3. If he's a little higher, I'd probably take, I scout him further. But Chris Pruitt, pretty athletic cornerback with A zone coverage. Would love to see what the pro day turns out to be, but that left side, showing you what the projections are. There's a couple of corners here with a little bit of athleticism, a couple of safeties with a little bit of athleticism we have to scout further. If we want edge, I would definitely have to scout this guy further because that A to C power move is not guaranteed. Good enough athleticism, nothing super crazy, but he is on the bigger side. Trailer, another DT type. Peoples, another DT type. Some linemen, which, they got a couple of decent traits that we would probably like to scout further, but, Valentine looks amazing. Butler looks pretty solid. Roman Martin looks pretty good. Problem is, we're only going to have 3 scout options, and I really don't know what to do because we need a tackle, and Bernard Bell is huge. If he has good potentials, he's probably worth it. And I also found a late UDFA with good round talent, and he's pretty fast, but his throw power sucks, so might be an option. Just I don't know, the 5th or the 6th round, just to have somebody. But we also still have to finish up free agency because we still have a chance at Isaiah Wynn and maybe Dietrich Wise. Unless we already got Dietrich Wise, I couldn't scroll over to our targeted players. Way to go, EA. But if you're enjoying the offseason so far, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Obviously, we'll have the preseason, probably tomorrow. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And best way to know is if you're subscribed. Oh, the Titans getting a little interesting. Interdivisional, too. I at first had it only on a 1-year deal. Do I really want to pay him a 2-year deal? I mean, it loses interest. I mean, we even lost the, battle. A 2-year 22. Like I said, he has really good power blocking, so he could be an interior guy. I think I'm okay with a 2-year if it comes to it. And we get them both. That's pretty big, especially Dietrich Wise. DT is a really bad position for us. More of a hybrid edge, but, I guess at DT it'll work. He's got pretty good ratings, right? 80 power move, 80 block shed. Once again, gives us more flexibility in the draft. And like I said, Isaiah Wynn's not a bad player at all. Look at these blockings. His worst thing is pass block finesse, but he's going to be a guard for us. So mainly going to be, or center, mainly going to be fighting players on the inside. And that's not a bad free agent group. Some young players, a couple of guys that are veterans at really, bad positions on our line, or both sides of the line, fill in spots there. That's not bad. Definitely did what you needed to do in a free agency. Not spend too much, get a couple of guys a high upside, and get a couple of veterans. It's really all you could ask for. Let's move on to the private round, though, and see if we can make the right decision. Because there's a couple of guys that, this private scouting can make or break, and I just don't know how to put it on. That tackle, he's a 2 to 3. That's a bit high considering there's so many guards, and one of those guys can probably convert to tackle. I don't know, dude. I would like to know more about Rudolph, but at the same time, is there much more to know? I guess we would just look at the Pro Day. I think the Pro Day is his best thing right now. O'Neal, once again, a later round guy, so we don't really need to know more. Don't need to know more about Peel. He might even be the guy I take with our first pick, maybe like a late first. Maybe try to get to 32 so we can get that 5th-year option as well. Meadows, he's pretty raw. I would like to know. That's a lot of question marks. I'd like to know. That's fine. Pearson's fine. Cornerbacks, man, I don't know. Definitely Fitzsimmons. And then we only have one final one we could use for linemen, which is harsh, dude. Samuel's got 2 A's, so I think that's fine. Whereas Leak is a little bit more of a question mark. But Bell, you know what? I think it's got to go on Bell. I think those are the 3 we're going to be focused on here. We also fired our offensive coordinator as we did not have a great finish of the season. We're going to hire the new offensive coordinator, Nick Gregory, and I think we're going to give Albert Torres one more shot at the DC spot just because the defense wasn't terrible when you consider how much pressure was put on them with the offense, and the defense was filled with a bunch of bad talent, to be honest. But as you can see, we have a bunch of staff points that we'll have to use at some point. But we're going to head into the draft here and see what we can cook up. Like I said, probably going to be a trade down as most of our talent is 2 to 3. And the only real good player I would maybe take is that outside linebacker. But I think James Houston allows us to skip that. The Rams going with quarterback. The Cardinals going with left tackle. The Patriots going with right tackle. The Bears going with a left end. The Washington Commanders going with a right outside linebacker. The Saints going left tackle with Trevor Penning is definitely an interesting one. And of course, our outside linebacker is there if we did want to go that route. But I just don't think we should go that route. I personally think we should trade down to maybe 25. I don't know. That cornerback does look pretty good. We would be really set if we grabbed that corner and he was the guy. But I'm really thinking about, is that a worthy choice? Our trenches are really struggling. Oh, he's a 2 to 3? Wait, I thought he was a 1 to 2. Okay, hold up. We are actually cooking. Fitzsimmons is interesting too, because Houston's good, but Fitzsimmons might be better. This is interesting now. Things have changed that corner's a 2 to 3. I absolutely think we should trade to like the 2nd round. Honestly, we can get so much back. I'm not really worried about next year too much. I just want more picks for this year. So we have so much talent in this class. Niners are offering us some good trades. I think if we want to do a trade here, that is so terrible. We're probably going to have to do a manual trade. All right, so this is a pretty lucrative trade. We ended up trading pick 8, our 5th round this year, a 7th round this year, and a 7th next year. The players are just to finish the trade off for 25, 50, and 57 from the Green Bay Packers, which they need QB, it says. I don't know what the QB market looks like, but it's a good chance that they actually did trade up for one, and I can't actually see it, EA. I kind of want to know who it is. If you don't mind, it won't show either, or at least it fixed. They went defensive tackle. Might be one more trade down. I don't know if we can get to like pick 32 on the nose. It would be nice to just get a 50, the 5th round. Ooh, that's a pretty decent little trade. The 5th-year option. But I don't know if that's going to happen because we really need to get as much as we can. A 3rd round pick for that? The Niners? Niners kind of cooking up here. The Niners are giving me some trade here. I'm going to go with this, and I think we're going to take our first player at 30 just to have that 5th-year option. Which it might be the cornerback. I don't know, though. They go for tackle, which, I mean, definitely on our list, but let's go. I think pick 30 is going to be our first pick. Man, Fitzsimmons is still there, too. He's so intriguing. But Houston's not bad at all, and that tackle is definitely worth grabbing. Houston is not bad at all. I don't know if I want the DT or the corner. Corners are a little bit harder to pay, I think. So if this guy is the guy, I kind of want him. A little bit faster than, the 40, or the, what is it called? The Combine. Do we go with Pruitt? I'm going to go with Pruitt. Screw it. Normal dev, but 92 speed, 95 excel at 6'1". The A-zone coverage, C-man coverage, that's not terrible. I don't hate that pick. I don't know what his overall is going to be, but I'd say it's at least 74, which for a late first-round pick is definitely on par. It's not bad at all. A lot of our other guys are 2 to 3s. I kind of want to trade down because we might have to move up again from one of the later picks. So if I can get to like 15 here, I think that would be perfect. Teams are desperate right now. This isn't a great trade, but it's a decent enough one, and it puts me in a spot that I wanted to be in. So I do worry a little bit about moving back to 14, but I think we'll be fine. I think so. Let's go to 14. You know, at the end of the day, we have a lot of players here, and before these trade downs, we did not have that many good players or good draft picks. Peel's still there. Peel's my guy for sure. Lonnie Peel, hidden development trait, 90 strength, 73 speed, 78 excel. He is him. A tackle, a play rec. That is a very good pick. Maybe should have been our first pick since he's actually hidden, but once again, corner's a little bit harder to get. I feel 3 picks away. Can we risk players? Who do we got here that we do not want to lose? Trailer. Do we really need DT anymore? We have Dietrich Wise. We can still go with... Where's the other DT? Is he gone? Oh, no, there he is. We can go with Corey Jones a little bit later. Trailer is interesting. I really want that tackle, I think. It would finish our lineup. Bernard Bell. We have a lot of lineman options, though, and a lot of them are 6'4", 6'5". I think I'll let Bernard Bell go, but if he's there at 18, I'm going to take him. Don't do it, Philly. They went running back. I suppose, I mean, when you have so much, what else could you really use, to be honest? But I think with this pick, I think it's going to be Bernard Bell, the tackle. This would be really sad if he's not hidden dev, but I think he's worth it, especially since how huge he is. How strong was he, though? 33 reps is pretty good. Not the most athletic guy in the world, but pretty good key radiance. No! Normal dev. He could still be really good, but that is unfortunate, to say the least, without a doubt. Who else do we have here? Like 2 to 3? No one? Jack Valentine. I think we can wait on linemen, though. We could probably go with like Roman Martin or something. That does suck a little bit. I can't lie. Linebacker. So I think we can move on to pick 25 safely. Maybe even take the wide receiver there. Don't think he's the greatest in the world, but we need a guy with a little bit more size. And I think he has that size. Also, where are our draft picks? Were they all like next year that we got like trade downs for? 68 from the Bears is not bad. I would like to get a little bit closer, though. 65. That's not really going to do a whole lot for me, but I'll go to it anyways. I want as much picks as I can get. We need to trade up from 17 desperately, and we're getting the first pick in the 3rd round, which should easily get us that wide receiver, which thankfully the Bills didn't take. I think that's who I'm going to take. He's just fast enough. He's 21, so he has time to develop. He's 6'2", very good jumping. Excel and agility might be a little iffy, but the speed is good enough. It says great speed with a 4.45. That's at least 91, maybe more. I'm taking the chance on Dion Rudolph, and he's hidden development trait with 93 speed. I thought 91. 93 speed, 91 jumping. Okay, so it's bad pick, good pick, bad pick, good pick so far. So whoever we're thinking about taking next pick, we should scratch that and go somewhere else. That's basically the decision. Dietrich Wise is decent. Corey Jones could be the guy. This might be where we trade up. Because, I mean, we kind of want that DT a little bit, I think. Right? I think we're going to try to trade up. I think we're going to go to 7 and then trade up there. Assuming it's not a division rival, which it literally is the Colts. Oh, my Lord. Let's go to the freaking Broncos then. What are the odds of that? Valentine goes, which, I mean, fair enough. Broncos, I kind of want to keep 17 because I might need to trade up again. We're kind of down to our last, like, 2 real picks here, I think. Other than reaching into next year. Got a couple of thirds, couple of fourths, but that's really where the extent of it goes. Can we do a third this, a fourth next? That's not a bad trade. It's close. Do we have a 5th next year? We did acquire quite a bit for next year at least, so all these trades aren't killing us. We don't have a 6 next year, so I might have to get rid of 2 7s, which is really... Oh, nice! They took it. Sweet. Still have 17. Traded off 94, which is really close to a 4th round pick anyways. Linebacker we might have to trade up last second for, but I don't hate it. I really don't want to lose Judge. He's a day 3, very fast player, but we do have a lot of wide receivers right now, so I could live with it. And I don't hate Brevin Jordan as the starting tight end, but Darren O'Neal is kind of decent. Think this is going to be the DT. I really like those 2 linebackers, but we should still have a chance at one of them at least. I think this pick has got to be the DT. Some linemen there. I'm going to go DT. Corey Jones, how fast and strong was he? He's 22. Oh, yeah, we got to go Corey Jones. Corey Jones, like we said, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Of course, these guys could still be very good, but just normal dev is definitely a loss. The Lions with a nice couple of picks here. I'm jealous, even though we just had a billion players. Hopefully, one of the guys we want is the last one to go. Hopefully, it's one of the middle DTs that are gone, or middle linebackers that are gone. Spencer Martin's going to be gone any minute, too. Man, I don't think we're going to be able to pull off the lineman. I really think this tackle that we got might just be the tackle, even though he's normal. He really might just be the tackle. Like, can we really trade up again? Probably not, right? All the linebackers are still there. I'm debating. Pearson, I don't know if it's worth anymore because the draft didn't really line up exactly the way I wanted. Roman Martin. There's a lot of really good players here, though. I think I might just take the best available linebacker. Or do we take the tight end? We said we'd be fine with Brevin, but this guy is super athletic. Darren O'Neal. Schultz is still here, too, though. 6'4" with insane athleticism. I'm going Darren O'Neal. Ooh, no good this time, but very athletic. So I can say that, but at the same time, he is actually pretty good. I only went with the tight end first because the O-line and the linebackers are both kind of deep right now. Is that back-to-back Jenkins, by the way? They're both kind of deep right now, although Meadows goes. I mean, I think I can live with even that question mark. Oh, Martin is so good, too. I think I can live with that question mark at linebacker just because we kind of just need someone that's fast and we can develop them anyways, similar to Christian Harris. Speaking of Harris, there's another Harris. Trainer, I can't remember if that was a guy we had. Hopefully it stays the way that it is. We might have to trade up. We might be cooking at number 2. Oh, they took my guy, though. Damn, I really should have traded up there. Richardson's a question mark for sure. C. Blockshed. He is very athletic. I don't think I want to lose this guy. I'm going to give up like a 6th maybe or a 7th to get him. Our O-line is definitely not as good, but I think we can get away with... Damn, I don't know. Triplett's like the only guy that could probably play tackle of the bunch, though. I don't know, but we're going to trade up because we need the linebacker. I wish we would have went Singh, but at the same time, you just never know. He could have fell to number 2 and would have been clutch. But we'll see if we can do this for a 7th-round pick. That would be very much so appreciated, Buffalo, if you don't mind. You know, it really would be appreciative if you would do it next year. You know, it would be, like, really cool. Nice! I mean, there's only 3 spots and a whole 7th as a whole player. But I was a little surprised by that. I'm a little surprised. I know it's only, like, 3 spots, but like I said, it's a 7th next. Like, they don't like 7th next, you know? But Kadeem Richardson, the speed, normal development trade again, but good change, well, okay change of direction, decent jumping, very athletic. I don't hate it. I'm curious to see what the other guys are like, but yeah, you know, it could have been worse. Let's move on to our next pick. We really can't afford to trade up too much more, so I'm just going to go to pick 8. If we're going to trade up, we're going to have to trade up. Oh, is that triplet? Damn. I mean, we'd have to trade up like a whole pick next year, it seems. We're down to the singular lineman who was probably the best remaining. Adrian Butler. We don't really need a center, though. Maybe Wynn does just play tackle, right tackle. It's not as bad as left tackle. I'm going to go Adrian Butler to play center, I think. And he is hidden. He is hidden. Surprised they took this, but we're going to move up to 20 with the Seahawks for a 4th next and a 5th the following year, which is really not bad at all. Because our 4th, I don't even know who is it from. At best, it's the very first pick in the 4th round, and I could live with that. But at worst, it could be worse than where they are right now. It's a really tough one for me because I really like Joey Foster. I would love to have at least one of these safeties just for depth, and a running back wouldn't hurt, so would Pope. Judge is so tempting because he's fast, and I guarantee he's going to be decent. Just don't know if I need that position, whereas Pearson, I could use edge badly. He's huge, and he ended up being a little bit faster than I thought. Don't know the scouting on him, but J.D. Pearson's going to be my guy. Normal dev, which is very much so expected. 81 speed, 89 excel. That's not bad for 6'6". 250 is a little on the lighter side for 6'6", I guess, kind of. But I don't hate that. I'm going to move to the next round and see what's up. I really want that running back because he looks like so much fun. But can I really afford to trade up again, especially for a running back? I don't know. Like, look at Melvin Bayer, dude. 5'7", 179. He's got a little bit of speed, dude. He looks so fun. But I don't know. We've got Singletary already, too, and we could go for Roby or Watford. I don't think we can do it. All right, so I have literally no choice. I have to take Brandon Judge. In the 6th round, this speedster is still here. Brandon Judge. Hidden development trait, 97 speed, 98 excel, 98 agility, 98 change of direction. Excuse me. Why is he still there? Oh my. I really want a running back too, but I might have to take the most valuable position at this spot. So if there's a quarterback there, I might have to take him. He's gone. Roby's not a bad corner, but he could just fall UDFA. The safety, I don't know if this guy's really a safety type, but the other guy might be. So Taylor Smith, insanely fast. What about Riley? 6'2", 22 years old. Pretty fast for a safety. I think we need safety more than corner right now, so I'm going to go Gabe Riley, normal dev. 91 speed, definitely usable. Cornerback's a little bit faster, but I think that was the right call. I don't hate that. Let's go to the end of the draft and see how well we did. A decent bit of hiddens. A couple of guys with high potential that may be normal, but they're still probably good. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. In 76, okay. DT, 74, 72, 72, 73, 73, 70, 75 for the center. Pearson's a little raw. The wide receiver's a 70, and then Riley is 64. Of course, not going to be looking at the devs like we do in the rebuilds because we'll obviously find out in the end. 80 zone coverage. Catching's terrible, though. Jumping at 82. I didn't see catching. Maybe it was on there, and I just didn't look at it. That is a pretty big L. I can't lie, but he is very good. Peel, 74 overall. Let's see what he's cooking up with. 77 power move, 73 block shed. Bell was a 72 overall, which really sucks because he's not hidden. Run block finesse sucks, but everything else is actually usable. But I mean, he's going to play right tackle, but I don't know if he's going to be the starter there. I think it might be Isaiah Wynn, and then the center plays actual center for us. That really does suck because that guy had so much potential. Rudolph, the hidden development trait, wide receiver. I almost said reindeer. 85 spec, 81 release. Route running's iffy, but 93 spec has all the traits. He's actually really good, dude. This was a guy that we took a bit of a chance on, and he exceeded expectations. 79 catch from a C catching. That is good. This DT, 73 overall, not bad. 80 finesse, definitely usable. I honestly think Dietrich Wise is the rotational edge DT because I think Corey Jones could develop into a good starter. And then Darren O'Neal, what's his catching and whatnot? Ooh, he is raw, but he has all the traits as well. A little bit of trucking and whatnot, which is not usually common for the tight ends. Very athletic. I think you got to give him a chance in preseason. Preseason is going to be big because there's a lot of guys here that can take veteran spots. It's crazy, but they can. Kadeem Richardson, definitely on the more raw side, but 78 hit power. Block shed's good. Zone coverage, not so good. Man coverage is usable. Press is okay. Catching is good. Press is okay, as in like every linebacker's like that, in fairness. Injury's a problem, though. Injury's a problem. That sucks, because this guy's projected to start for us. The center, Butler, 75 overall, which is amazing. Plug-and-play god. Not so great at run block, but not terrible. Very good at pass blocking, though, obviously, which for a center, I don't know how much that actually matters. If he was on the bigger side, I would probably just put him at tackle and let it happen. But Pearson, definitely could use him. 78 power move. This is another spot that, like, I know we just brought on, James Houston, but that's another preseason battle. Of course, I'm not sure who stays at what number, what name, but yeah, we're definitely gonna probably edit some of that a little bit later. Judge, basically kick returner number 1 automatically, with a chance to start at wide receiver. Of course, injury's a little bit of a problem, so you would want him to avoid contact as much as possible. 98 change direction, which maybe a kick return isn't the best spot for that, but this guy could compete. Right now, I'm kind of feeling like maybe Tank Dell at 1 or Rudolph at 1 with the vice versa at number 2, Judge at 3, or Tank stays in the slot and Nico Collins plays number 2 because he was actually pretty good for a while. I don't know. We'll see there. And then obviously Riley's going to be so raw, but just a backup who probably makes the roster just because of the lack of depth at the position, but yeah, definitely not the best. But let's take a look at some of the players we did miss out on. Especially, let's see the highest overall. So highest overall was running back Nick Flowers at pick 9 overall. A couple of decent corners in here. Let's see if there was anyone that like we passed on that we should not have. Like, where's Muton? There he is. The Jets, he is hidden. Very good. Very good. Of course, since they're not on our team, I don't mind taking a look at their dev, especially since while we're here, I can, change into the right spot. Like, this is a 4-3 that they're in. Superstar dev. I kind of sold. They're in a 4-3, so I'm going to put him at right end, so he actually plays the correct position. I'll have to do that for a lot of the players because EA don't know what they're doing. All right, they don't know what they're doing. What else do we have here? Trying to think if there's anyone else. Quarterback 1 overall, probably should have taken a look at him as well. Some of these tight ends, not really understanding the decision-making there is, that's some lacking of speed, right? Fitzsimmons also had a development trait. Definitely not as good, but obviously also was later on. The Bills do play a 4-3, so that's fine. I think they might need him at left end, though, to be fair, but I'm not going to touch it. As long as he's at the right position, he at least has a chance to start. Anyone else? I really want to see the 5-7 running back, unless they made it to free. No, they didn't make it to free agency. We've seen that already. Bell. So we took Bell over like everyone. Trailer was there. 77 for this wide receiver. I don't know who the hell that is, but insane. People 73. I don't really care too much about that. Martin was like one of my kind of like bigger picks at lineman, and we missed out on him. So let's see how much of a sell it was. Pretty big. Athletic enough, could have easily played tackle, especially with that strength. Definitely a miss. Definitely a miss not going for him, especially since we took Bell Bell and he was terrible. What else do we have? Linebacker Singh, 5 overall is higher, also normal to be fair, but 8 higher hit power, better speed, better block shed, better coverage, 1 spot below or above earlier than our guy, which is just so sad. It is not fair. It's not fair. Fair enough, though. Triplet, also hidden development trait. A little undersized, but definitely could have played tackle as well, although he was very raw. Bayer went to the Rams. They love their small running back, wide receiver types. Damn, that's a lot of fun. Look at the catching. He's a receiving goon. Damn, son. Russell was another guy I had on my list. A little bit slower, but another power back. Very good power back, to be fair. Not just another power back, but a very good one. I also kind of want to see that quarterback if we can, real quick. Any other like running backs? I wonder if that one running back, what was his name? Roby? Watford just went there in the 6. Oh, he had hidden. Damn, that's a good running back. Of course, the Browns land him because they totally needed that. Was Pope the quarterback? 70 overall? Hidden? No shot, dude. We would have been set at QB. What's his dev? It's got to be star. Damn, dude. The Bears might have just landed their starter in the 6th round. That's kind of crazy. I'm curious to see if that running back is there. Can't remember what his name is, but I'd see it. I think it was just Roby, wasn't it? Hopefully he's an FA. Don't tell me someone took him like right at the end. I think he might be in free agency. We're going to have to take a look in a sec. But that was our draft. Not bad at all. We definitely missed on some, but we hit on others. And the corner was pretty good, even though he's normal. It doesn't take much. We obviously do have to do the training camp, which I'll probably show a little bit of because it is pretty significant. You get a lot of XP and a decent chance at dev-ups. But I do want to take a look if the running back that we were looking at is in there. His name was like Roby. There he is. 67 overall. 91 speed. Good trucking. Yeah, Roby's not bad. I don't know who's going to make the roster because we have a lot of running backs already, but why not add a little more competition there? See if there's any other positions, maybe like safety or corner. Taylor Swift. Taylor Smith. Is that the guy that I was looking at? No, he's actually not bad. That is a good safety prospect. Riley might actually get released. With Taylor Smith, the 6'3", maybe free safety going forward, that guy is easily usable with that zone coverage. It's really good. Some of these corners, not bad, but pretty slow. Anyone else? No. What about free safety, maybe? Obviously, looking on the younger side, we already have like our starters on the older side, so trying to find some guys that maybe can develop. We got some speed here at linebacker. Change direction's pretty bad, though. Block shed's even worse. Hit power, okay. Yeah, there's really not much you can do with that. That's way too raw, in my opinion. And I did find a star development trait tackle. I didn't know if they actually did this still, and apparently they do. He's very raw, but he could just be a guy that sits on the bench for a couple of seasons and then just, when we really need him or an injury or, retirements or something, whatever happens, maybe by then he'll actually be ready. Some of these guys are actually pretty decent overalls. I'm going to be taking a look at all these guys just to make sure we cross all our T's and dot all our I's, just make sure there's not some good players, because we did, like I said, just land that hidden development trade or star development trade, if you will, tackle, and like I said, he might have a chance down the line. Maybe not just yet, but with star dev, obviously develop a little bit faster than some of the other guys that are being waiting around, so maybe he is the guy. You never know. But I don't think you understand how genuinely upset I am that we missed out on that running back, dude. The receiving goon at 5'7", bro. The sell of all sells. You know, with Mike Boone being released, I actually think we could easily field 4 running backs. It's not terrible. Don't know, like I said, what numbers and names we're going to have, so there might be some changes there. Robert Woods is still here. He's so much worse now, and his money is still too high to release. We got some wide receiver options, though. We're actually not looking too bad there, and then tight end is a pretty underrated room in the league. O'Neal definitely projects to be the number 3, but he's the most athletically gifted, so if he just comes out with some huge plays in preseason, you just never know. Titus Howard is being paid ridiculous amounts of money, but I suppose he'll just find a spot. He's not bad, though, to be fair. Looking at his ratings, he might even be better than Wynn at tackle. Not really sure what we do about that, because we kind of have most positions set other than tackle. Right end obviously projects to be Houston as a starter. Pearson might have a chance in preseason, though, to make a run. Wise is going to probably sit at right end, but play DT number 3. Malik Collins, he was good, but I think it's time for the young bucks to get their chance, so those guys are going to project as the starters right away. Who the hell is that guy? 6'7"? Insane. Richardson will be a starter. Henry To'o is going to be a backup. Griffin, still pretty good, but might move down to 3. But Igbenogany is there too, so I'm not really sure. And then obviously we have Smith probably playing safety as a backup, obviously early on. But we got some decent youth there at safety now. I don't know why we have Chris Blewett, but he'll obviously be gone. I'm just getting rid of him right now, to be honest. But not the worst draft. Like, looking back at the hidden, what do we get? We got the wide receiver, the DT, 1 lineman, and that might have actually been it, to be fair. We landed like 3, though, but this is a really good draft. Even though some are normal, we can live with the normals because they're all high potential players, right? No, we got 4 because we got 2 hidden wide receivers. 2 hidden wide receivers, a DT, and a lineman. But like I said, the other DT, 80 finesse is great. You could easily get a dev up, and maybe arguably if Peel's only star, it might end up being better than Peel because of that. Pearson, super huge. 78 power move is not bad for a rookie that's like supposed to be this like terrible player. Linebacker, I will say that injury and stuff hurts and worries me, but Richardson's fast. Definitely has a chance to be a plus starter. And then Pruitt's really good, just normal development trait. Catching definitely worries me, but at the same time, I mean, if you lock down, that's all that really matters. But yeah, I mean, I think, next episode we'll have the training camp, we'll have the preseason, we'll have most of the name changes and roster, or the number changes done. But if somebody gives me a really good suggestion, it'll be something I maybe put on. Usually I have pretty good names, but, it's cool to see other names, from the comment section have a chance as well. But that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays for non-Madden content. And 500 likes for the preseason tomorrow. Might just have it anyways, but 500 likes will guarantee it. And that is about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, which I'm excited for, see ya!